The F1 race in Miami, which will be held on May 4th, is predicted to be the stage for the collapse of Mercedes' dominance amidst the FIA's regulatory crisis, which is now considered a failed product. The realization that future regulations are too controlled by manufacturer interests has created technical uncertainty that is starting to creep into the team's current on-track performance. While Mercedes is fighting to maintain its technical authority, Ferrari is appearing with high confidence, ready to exploit any gaps in the systemic failures that are starting to haunt their rivals. This is not just another race, but the beginning of a major shift in the power map where Ferrari is ready to seize the throne of glory on American soil. The 2026 regulatory crisis, which focuses too much on the interests of global automotive corporations, is reportedly starting to affect Mercedes' short-term development focus. Mercedes, a key supporter of an aggressive electric transition from the start, is now considered too obsessed with future simulation data to the point of neglecting the urgency of performance on the Miami track. Many experts believe that the FIA's support for Mercedes' vision has backfired, causing the team to lose touch with pure racing dynamics. This will create a significant gap for Ferrari to break through Mercedes' defense in Miami. Predictions of Mercedes' demise in Miami were also based on battery issues and hybrid efficiency issues, which were beginning to reach saturation point. On a track like Miami, which demands agility and precise energy management, Mercedes' reliance on overly rigid energy management algorithms was predicted to leave them overwhelmed by Ferrari's counterattack. Mercedes' characteristics, which were beginning to feel more like a simulation than a real race, could prove to be a fatal weakness against Ferrari, which prioritizes racing instincts and solid internal combustion engine performance. Ferrari, on the other hand, came to Miami with high ambitions, hoping to prove that Maranello's stability far outweighs the technical chaos currently plaguing the grid. Although Lewis Hamilton had expressed wary attitude towards Ferrari's engine development, the Italian team reportedly found a clever solution to integrate the new electrical system without sacrificing the soul of their engine. Ferrari, unwilling to fall prey to the FIA's failed product label, chose a bolder and more innovative development path to secure victory in Miami. The impact of the potential failure of the 2026 regulations has also damaged the morale of the Mercedes factory crew, who now feel that political pressure from the FIA has interfered too much in technical matters. This distrust has created a wave of anxiety that could lead to a fatal strategic error at the Miami race. In contrast, Ferrari appears more united and focused on a single goal, shattering Mercedes' narrative of dominance through more adaptive active aerodynamic performance on the hot Miami track. This phenomenon demonstrates the profound influence of corporate politics that now dictates the technical direction of Formula One, with the FIA seemingly losing its authority as the guardian of pure racing traditions. A thorough analysis reveals that the 2026 regulations are the result of a political compromise that was too lenient to manufacturers' desire to make F1 a laboratory for mass marketing their hybrid technology. As a result, the spectacle and challenge for the drivers have become secondary priorities, as reflected in the highly worrying simulation data regarding car stability during sudden power shifts. The FIA is now in a tight spot. If they persist with the flawed regulations, teams like Mercedes that are too compliant with them will lose their edge on real tracks like Miami. This belated realization has sparked a heated debate about whether Mercedes can still survive as Ferrari begins to return to its true racing roots. Mercedes' performance in Miami is predicted to suffer further due to the car's increased weight due to its reliance on complex electrical components. A heavier car will reduce its agility in Miami's slow corners, giving Ferrari a clear advantage, as it has managed to maintain its more agile chassis. The FIA is caught in a regulatory dilemma, but Ferrari appears to be more adept at balancing the demands of electrical power with the need for efficient aerodynamics on the track. Lewis Hamilton, caught between Mercedes and Ferrari, will undoubtedly be the center of attention in Miami. Formula One returns to Miami in all its glory, but this time the drivers' biggest rivals aren't the cars next to them, but rather a very ominous weather forecast. The latest reports confirm the potential for a very strong thunderstorm just in time for the main race around Hard Rock Stadium. This natural phenomenon on the Florida coast is not just a simple rain that makes the track wet, but a safety threat that could bring all activities on the track to a halt in an instant. For teams and fans, this situation is the beginning of a drama that could overturn all the strategies and predictions that have been carefully prepared since Friday's free practice session. Under the FIA's strict rules, lightning threats are considered far more dangerous than mere standing water on the track. Safety protocols dictate that if lightning is detected within a certain radius of the circuit, all marshals and spectators must be immediately evacuated to safety, which automatically triggers a red flag. This creates significant uncertainty for race durations and global broadcast schedules. Safety of human life is always a top priority over entertainment, but for drivers at high speeds, such sudden interruptions can disrupt the focus and momentum they have worked so hard to build. The Miami International Autodrome is known for its unique asphalt surface, which can become extremely slippery when it first rains. As a semi-permanent street circuit, the oil and dust residue that rises to the surface during rain creates conditions similar to racing on ice. Thunderstorms often bring very heavy rainfall in a short period of time, creating standing water in crucial areas such as the tight second sector. These conditions make modern F1 cars with ground effect technology very vulnerable to losing control, forcing drivers to reevaluate their limits behind the wheel. For the strategists on the pit wall, the thunderstorm forecast is a nightmare that forces them to work under extreme pressure. Deciding when to switch from slicks to intermediate or full wet tires is a high-stakes gamble that can make the difference between victory and utter failure. If a team pits too early, they will fall far behind on the still dry track. But if they stop too late, the risk of a fatal accident is very real. In Miami, where the wall is so close, one small error in reading cloud movements on the weather radar can result in the destruction of a multi-million-dollar car in the blink of an eye. One of the biggest challenges for the latest generation of F1 cars during heavy rain is the poor visibility caused by water spray or spray from very wide tires. With thunderstorms bringing massive rainfall, the driver's view can be completely obscured, especially when they are driving on the straights leading to sharp corners. The FIA is continuously working on a technical solution to this problem, but to date, safety remains at the discretion of the race director. If visibility is deemed too dangerous, then a safety car or a complete suspension of the race is the most sensible course of action to avoid unwanted chain actions. Waiting in a hot and humid cockpit while a race is postponed due to bad weather is an incredibly tough mental test for any driver.